Hey, what's up guys, Sean here. So before we get into this week's video, I kind of want to talk to you about something. So me and some buddies spent a full day along the river this weekend, and we ended up spending the majority of our time on the river picking up trash. So as outdoorsmen, sportsmen, whatever you want to call yourself, it's really important to pick up after yourself and also pick up stuff that you see. Now, we can't pick up everything, obviously, but if you take a little garbage bag with you, if we all take a little garbage bag with us and pick up what we see on the way out, you leave it better than you found it. And that's all we can ever ask of anybody. Just leave it better than you found it. We did our part, you do your part, and we'll end up with a better place to enjoy. If we do our part, we can leave it that way. Thanks for watching. Let's get into the video. Boy, we are in for a road trip. The GPS says we are almost 4 hours away from our intended target, and we are on the road headed that way. Let's get it. I decided to go ahead and take the back roads instead of the interstate. Looking at it on the GPS, it added about 20-25 minutes to my drive, but it saved about 30 miles or so on there. So hey, I'm not in a big hurry, and I prefer to ride the back roads anyway. That's just what I prefer. And the funny thing is at one section there I was paralleling the interstate, and it looked like a parking lot. Worked out okay. I'm running the back roads and having a good time right now, just looking around, and I'm about 2 hours and 20 minutes out. Still rolling. Well, just stopped at Publix to take a pee break, get out, walk around for a minute, pick up some ice and drinks and stuff that we need, and now we are about to get back on the road. A little over an hour away. Back on the road. Hallelujah, we are about 5 minutes out. I'm ready to get out of this Jeep and walk around a little bit. Well, I tell you, when they say these spots are close together, they're not kidding. This is gonna be fun. Well, we finally made it. Now this is Brownville Campground down in Arcadia, Florida. So typically not my cup of tea to camp in a campground, but it's actually a well-kept little area. Everything is pretty tight together. All the campers are pretty tight together. The outside edge looks like it's for RVs. The inside edge is for primitive camping, tent camping, stuff like that. It does have water at the sites. That's like $22 a night. So I wouldn't typically camp somewhere like this. You know, I like to be away from everybody else, but it's going to be beneficial for me to camp here because of what we're going to do this weekend. So I bit the bullet. We're going to camp here tonight. We've got a little adventure to do tomorrow, and then we may find somewhere else to camp tomorrow night. So right now I'm going to get my tent set up. I've got the One Tigress Backwoods Bungalow that I'm going to set up to camp in tonight, and here in a few minutes we're going to get some dinner going, so I'm ready for that. I'm pretty hungry. It's been a long drive. Alright, so you can see we got it all set up. It is finally starting to cool down. It was blazing hot when I first got here, and as you can see, I am sweaty. So I'm gonna zip this back up, but I'm gonna leave the top open on it. It's not supposed to rain tonight, so that net will help keep it cool. And I think I'm gonna walk down here. The river's right down here, so I think I may walk down by the river and cook dinner tonight. Whew. It has been a long day. Tonight for dinner, we're doing some Alpine Air Kung Pao beef, and I'm doing it the easy way. So got my little gas stove, and we're gonna do it the easy way tonight. It won't be too long for me before I'm ready to crash out. So now we are down this weekend on the Peace River in Arcadia, and like I said, it was a long drive down here, but we're gonna do something that we have never done before, that I've never done before, and we're gonna do some fossil hunting tomorrow. We're gonna start at a boat ramp upriver. We're gonna paddle down a little ways. We're gonna stop and do some fossil hunting. So there's a ton of shark's teeth and all kind of other stuff up and down this river, and it's super low right now, so we may end up having to drag the kayaks in a couple places, but it should be perfect for searching for shark's teeth. So I think it's going to be a blast. I've never done it before, and I'm going to get to hang out with my buddy Chris, I haven't seen in a good while, and his dad and some family. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm excited about it. I think it'll be a lot of fun. So tomorrow will be pretty exciting, and then tomorrow evening when we get done with that, we may go ahead and pack up and just take off and go find somewhere else to camp tomorrow night. So right now I need to get 16 ounces of water boiling. Should be about 16 ounces right there. I'm gonna double check this and make sure that that's actually what it says. Got a tractor on the other side of the river. This thing says add 2 cups of boiling water. So from my experience, that means 16 ounces. So we're gonna get 16 ounces of water boiling. Try to get these bugs out of here first. Protein. All right, let's see if we can get this going. Didn't want to get going. Back this heat down just a little bit. Something like that. Now we just gotta let it boil. Alright, we're boiling. It's very hot. Alright, We're just gonna add this to our bag. Mix it up and let it set. That feels very soupy. I don't know. Maybe it'll soak it all up though. I know better than to go with what they require or what they say they require. I know better, but I did it anyway. It might work. So I'm having to use the light off my cell phone because everything else is back at the Jeep, but it's pretty cool. Those Boy Scouts are camping up here, and it reminds me a lot, other than just being at a local area like this, it reminds me a lot of camping when I was in the Boy Scouts. So they're running back and forth up and down the riverbank, and I'm hearing one say that he needs to run back and get his fishing pole, and they're down there searching for shark's teeth and stuff. Pretty awesome. So just brings back a lot of memories. It's really cool. Alright, so for better or worse, this is what we got. It's been soaking for about 15 minutes. And still feels pretty soupy. I don't know, it might not be too bad. Yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad. Alright, well, now I got a little more hope for it. So this is the Kung Pao beef, right? Yep, Kung Pao beef. Looks pretty good. Hot. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. I think it could stand to soak just a little longer though. Yeah. The rice is still just a little bit solid, so I'm gonna let that soak a little bit longer. Got the fire going back there, and I think I'm gonna eat my dinner, chill out here and listen to these kids play, and just enjoy this evening. So this is different. It's different than I normally camp, but I gotta tell you, listening to these kids play reminds me so much of being a kid myself. That's not really it's not really bothering me. Matter of fact, it's pretty cool, to be honest with you. Cheers. So I got this big old Stanley boiling brew from our buddy Ken, and I have yet to make coffee in it, but I got me a mixed drink in it, and it's the perfect size.
So it's just after 9 o'clock, and the scoutmasters, 9 o'clock, they shut those boys down. So it's quiet time. And they come over there, and those kids have all gathered up over there, and they're quiet. And you know, it doesn't seem like much, but that's how you do it. That's how you're supposed to do it. You know, you respect the other people in the campground and things like that. I don't know, it just gives me a little bit of hope for other people, because a lot of times that's the reason that I don't camp in campgrounds, is because people will be noisy all hours of the night. And this troop over here is teaching these boys right. 9 o'clock, they shut them down. So it gives me a little hope, you know. Alright guys, so it's gotten quiet around here. Everybody else is in bed, and I think it's time for me too. So I'm pretty worn out. I think I'm gonna sit here for just a couple more minutes, let this fire die down, and I'm gonna climb in that tent and get some sleep. So I'll see you guys in the morning. Well, good morning. So slept pretty good last night. Woke up this morning, my back was hurting just a little bit, but I think it's because I just laid in there too long. I went to bed probably 10 o'clock last night, a little after 10 maybe, and I wasn't in there long before I was out. So yesterday was a lot of driving, and so I was just pretty worn out, but all in all, I slept okay last night. The scouts at 9 o'clock went quiet, and the whole place was quiet. This is actually a nice little quiet campground to be as packed in and tight as everybody is, which you guys know is not my thing. But man, it was quiet. It's well kept around here. There's garbage cans like every site, and it's just, you know, everybody was respectful of the quiet time, and it's got the bathrooms over there with a shower. So like I said, this is typically not my kind of thing, but this is a pretty nice little campground if you're into this kind of thing. So I got my coffee going this morning. As you can see, I got the Stanley Boil and Brew, and I found a lid that fits on it and it covers it, but it's not snug. I'll show you that here in just a few minutes. But got some coffee boiling, and for my breakfast I'm gonna do just my old standby, some oatmeal. I actually got to get this place packed up pretty quick here, because I got some buddies that are going to be here at 9, and we're going to take the kayaks out, so I got to get packed up pretty quick. I think she's boiling. today we are back to our Cafe Bustelo. And now I got my Stanley boiling brew here, although I'm not using the French press part of it. But I got a big mug now, so I'm gonna make two. I'm gonna give this a couple seconds to cool off because it was just boiling, so let that cool off for a second. So I found this lid on Amazon, and I searched and searched and searched for a universal lid that would fit this thing. And what I did, I started searching by size, and the inside measurement of this thing is like 3 7/8 or something like that, pretty close to that. But I couldn't really find anything like that. I had to find the lid that was basically 4 inches on the outside, and so this says it was 4 inches, but it's slightly under. So if you look, I can put this lid on there. It won't fall inside, but it's definitely not tight either, so it slides around, but it won't fall inside, and it sits on top, and that's all I really needed. I'm not going to be laying this thing on its side baking bread in it, so I don't need anything that's going to be pressed down tight in it. So that lid actually works for me, and if you're interested in it, I will leave a link in the description for that thing. But like I said, it's not super tight on there, but it will work on that Stanley boiling brew. So I know a lot of people have had a hard time finding a lid for that. I found one in another video, and I was really excited about it, and then I went to find it, and it was discontinued. So unfortunately, this is the best I could do. But hey, it works. It's titanium too. There you go. So this morning I got up. I was awake at 5 this morning because I went to bed at 10 last night, so I was awake at 5 just laying there tossing and turning and flipping and flopping, and I was reading my John Muir book. This is The Wisdom of John Muir. This is actually a compilation book, so it says over 1,000 selections from letters, journals, and essays from John Muir, and it's really cool. I like it because it's got just little excerpts from different stories, and this is my favorite book of his that I've read so far anyway, 1,000-Mile Walk to the Gulf. So it's got a little excerpt from that in here, and I'm a big John Muir fan anyway. But I sat there this morning reading that, and I can't read but a little while and I'll fall asleep, so I read maybe 15 or 20 minutes of that, and I was right back to sleep. So that's one reason my back's hurting this morning, because I just laid in there too long. I should have went ahead and got up and made a cup of coffee then, but it was dark. Everybody was still quiet, and I didn't want to get up. And I brought my little gas stove instead of my little alcohol stove, just for something different. But that thing is so loud. It's so loud compared to the little alcohol stove. So I didn't want to get up and fire that thing up this morning. So, but it is what it is. Everybody's up and about now, or most people are up and about now. The scouts are over there playing, and the leaders are making breakfast, and the car alarm went off earlier down here, and it went off for a couple minutes before they turned it back off. So that was pretty much the wake-up call for everybody else, I think. So, but now I'm gonna go ahead and eat my breakfast and drink my coffee, and get this place packed up and ready for my buddies to get here. My oatmeal. Coffee. It's good this morning. Well, I just got a message from my buddy Chris, said that they're about 20 minutes out, and I thought they weren't going to be here till 9. It's 7:45, so I got to get my butt together and get this place packed up before they get here.
Yeah, I think mine comes down.
Or what, 2 miles or something like that, you know?
Well, we have made it. We are out here on the Peace River, and it is very low, so we are paddling right now, but it may not be long before this turns into a hiking trip. But today it's going to be a lot of fun, so we are going to be doing some fossil hunting, looking for shark's teeth and stuff like that. And my buddy Chris and his dad Ray and Jesse let me tag along today, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun, so let's get into it. That's pretty neat. You're sitting here watching the water seep out of the grass and stuff and fall down in the river. That's pretty dang neat right there now. It's a beautiful little river right here. This river is pretty famous for fossil hunting and shark's teeth and stuff like that. So hopefully in a little while we're gonna get into some of that. Well, we're doing some good while we're down here, while we're paddling along here. Everybody's kind of, you see a can or a bottle or something like that, some trash, we're kind of picking it up along here. And so it doesn't take that much, it's not that hard, and if we all did our part doing that, then the whole place would be clean. Mainly, like we were talking about earlier, if everybody just carried out what they brought in, there'd be nothing to clean up. So if you pack it in, pack it out, guys. That's pretty cool right there. Washed out. It's pretty out here, but it's starting to warm up. We hadn't really got out and looked for any shark's teeth yet. Ray actually found one just paddling along. He found it, so I'm kind of getting into looking mode now, see if I can find something. I'd like to find a shark's tooth or something. Anyway, be kind of cool.
I got some trash.
Yep.
I got some extra firewood.
All right. And
A little piece of extra firewood.
That's
Nothing
cool.
real.
Some bone or
Might
something.
be a tooth.
Yeah.
Dugong rib, maybe, or a bone or something like that.
That's cool, man. Oh, I know. A little bitty shark's tooth. Well, I guess I can't find nothing unless I get wet. So I'm gonna try to get down here in the water and see if I can't find something. So I decided that I was gonna make me something to try to sift with down here. So I took a feed scoop from the horses and drilled a bunch of holes in it. I don't know. We'll see. It might work. Got a bunch of mussels.
No, I told him no. Jumping up and down about a damn 3-inch meg right now.
See you to get my box.
We're gonna try to be smarter and go over here and work in the shade a little bit. Found a couple pieces of bone. Look at here. Oh, that's cool. I think this one might be petrified wood, but feel how heavy it is.
Oh wow! Over there where you're at, though, is real sandy.
Yeah, this is
And so you can see the marrow like he was talking about in it.
Look, I need glasses. I know I need glasses actually.
What is that? What is that? I don't know if that's a rock or a what, but might just be a rock. What is it?
I heard them say there's a gator down there.
Uh,
And they said there's one down there, so we got one on either end.
we're in between them.
Put in the work, enjoy me a good day on the water.
You never know. I can't get everywhere.
There's bones galore.
I got a bigger shovel. Izzy, you want a big shovel? There's a whole bunch of
Let's come over here. They most likely be down.
Well, I ain't found a whole lot. I found some fossils and stuff, but got this little bitty shark's tooth, tiny little shark's tooth. But I did find one. I think we're gonna move on down and see if we can find something somewhere else.
This is a soda can.
Damn neat looking damn mud ball.
You hear me? You ever heard of a slice? Yeah, I think that's what it said.
Heard a soda pump.
Lost a lot of course, man.
I ain't gonna have no room for my feet when it's all said and done.
Yeah, even with silver, it rained.
When's the last time you seen a bush can like
Yeah,
that?
we would put all this shit
Yeah,
in
them
the
two
water.
cores were old pull tabs.
These are
Some
full
of this was
tabs.
target practice too. Jesse, I got 2 bags full already.
I got way more over here.
One hand it makes me want to cry, on the other hand it makes me want to cuss and stomp.
Another one. They have found out there in the river, I can't tell you how many old cans and bottles and stuff out there. It really is a shame what we do
What a shame.
as sportsmen,
Big bag
and
of
you know, just out here just littering up the river. This is where we want to be able to enjoy, you know, coming out here and enjoy it every day, and then you just, it's like paddling through the dump. It's a shame. Them's been in there a while.
Yeah. When the talking is done, we'll take out anything.
I gotta get back there.
Oh, yeah, there's glass right here.
That one's been in there a while. Old pull tab.
Cores with old pull tabs on them. Yeah, that one been there for a minute. Damn, there's another bottle. There's a piece of shoe right there.
You know, guys, I'm not saying that you got to come out here and take on the whole river and clean it up. But if we all just came out here like we're doing right now and just picked up a bag apiece or something like that, I mean, it would make a huge difference. And, I mean, here's another one. It's just, it really is pretty sad, to be honest with you, what we do. Look at them catfish. I don't know if you can see that or not. There's a bunch of those armored catfish down there. Well, looks like we might have a little bit of weather blowing in. The clouds are starting to bank up and the wind's starting to blow against us. So now we're having to paddle because the wind's blowing us back up current. Oh, we are starting to run aground. I can still barely go.
looks deeper right there. Just get to the deep stuff. Come on. We're back floating.
Well, I got good news and I got bad news, guys.
What?
We're a little less than halfway is the good news, and we're a little less than halfway is the bad news.
And them clouds is building. Lucky so far. Every time it gets shallow, I'm able to kind of just work my way through it. Poor Chris back there. He's running aground again. He's having to get out and walk it. I've been lucky so far. That's what I get for talking. Oh. 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 Still got it. Come on, deep water. Nope. I'm stuck. Gator. Just going in the water right there.
Little baby, yeah, little lizard, about 6 footer.
Yes, you want a piece? Huh?
Yeah, I'll take a piece. You got an extra?
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Tell me some
I got the salt.
buffalo hot sauce.
I like mine with lots and lots of salt. That way it's good and healthy, you know?
Yeah, good.
Got some cantaloupe here.
You try some of that tahine with it.
Where's that?
Right there.
Oh, yeah. Pretty good.
Break's over.
Freshwater flounder.
Some kind of little baby flounder.
I know you get this. Well, no such luck at that spot. We're only around a mile, I think, from the takeout, so we may stop 1 or 2 more times to see if we can find something, but I have found a couple little things that were cool, and it's been fun regardless, so. Looks like we are back. Whew. So we finally made it back, guys. That was a lot of fun today. We had a lot of fun, but we were beat from the heat, so we kept getting out of the kayaks and getting in the water for a little while and all that stuff. But you know, being in the water on the river is just tiring. So I've got a choice to make. So either I find somewhere to camp or I just head on home. Got about a 4-hour drive ahead home right now. It is almost 5 o'clock. So that'll put me home at 9. I'll have to stop somewhere probably 9:30 or 10 o'clock before I get home. So I may end up just driving it on back, or I may end up finding somewhere to camp. I don't know.
Alright guys, so as you can see, I made it back home. So I kind of was on the fence of whether or not I was gonna drive on home last night or if I was gonna just stop and camp. And I had a place in my mind where I wanted to stop and camp, but it was 2.5 hours from where we took out of the river. And by the time we got everything taken out of the river and everything loaded up and all that stuff, by the time I got to that spot, it was already almost pitch black dark. So I just fueled up and pushed on to the house. So that way I was here this morning with my wife, and we had a good breakfast. So all was good. It wasn't a bad thing. I'm glad I did it. So I had a really good time down on the river yesterday. We didn't find a ton of like spectacular fossils or anything, but I did find like the tiniest little shark's tooth, which is really cool. That's what I wanted to do, was find a shark's tooth, but I found several other things that are really neat. Not sure exactly what this is. It's bone, but it almost looks like a piece of vertebrae or something. So that's pretty cool. I have no way to know how to identify any of this stuff. Chris's dad, Ray, helped me kind of figure out what I was looking at for some things, but here's another, it's a piece of bone, I believe, because you can see the marrow in it. This is pretty cool. So this is also, you can see the kind of marrow inside it, and they're super heavy. But that looks like, you know, it's got some curve to it. It looks like maybe a piece of bone. And this, I think I've got a couple pieces of this. I believe this is petrified wood. You can actually see the grain in it. And so I believe this is a piece of petrified wood. Same with this. If you look, I mean, that looks like straight up petrified wood to me. So actually, if you look, oh, that's cool. So I didn't even notice that before. If you look, you can actually see the grain pattern in the wood inside there. So yeah, that's definitely petrified wood. That's cool. I didn't even see that yesterday, but you can see the almost like the bark, like there's still the outer layer and then the inner layer and maybe a knot hole or something. So we had a lot of fun down there yesterday. We spent a long time on the river from like, I think we got on the water 8:30, 9ish, somewhere around there, and we didn't get off the river till 4. So we spent all day down there paddling that section of the river. It was pretty shallow, but it wasn't bad. It was a lot of fun. So this is another little piece of rib bone, and it's funny because it's got like some holes in it. I don't know what caused that, but I do believe that that's a piece of rib bone. I mean, you can see the bone marrow in there. That's cool. And then last up, I found a couple little pieces that you can see are definitely like some fossilized seashell in there. That one's pretty cool because it's pretty deep. Let's see. And another one. And then this looks like part of a, maybe part of a tooth or something. So I don't know. We had a lot of fun though, and it was something different. We were in the water paddling, and it turned out to be a great day. I really appreciate Chris and Ray and Jesse for letting me tag along. I really had a good time, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. So let me know in the comments below if you have done any fossil hunting. Have you ever paddled on the Peace River? If you haven't, I would suggest making a trip down there. It was a lot of fun. You could spend the whole day in a couple of little areas there and just have a blast. So if you enjoyed this video, give it that big thumbs up for me. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. ring the notification bell so you get notified next time we put up a video. And I appreciate you guys watching. I'll see you next week. You know, as outdoorsmen or sportsmen or parents, it's our duty to make sure that we have a clean, safe, beautiful area to leave to our kids. This bag represents about half of what we took out of a 4-mile section of the river. Now, if we all did our part, took a garbage bag with us, and carried out a little more than we brought in, it wouldn't take long and we could get this whole place cleaned up. It's our responsibility, guys. And I know that you can't do it all, but if we all do a little bit, we can get it done.